Where's the medal for most improved? Personal growth is an underrated superpower that's perfectly exemplified by the 2024 Toyota Prius Prime we spent a year driving. After its snoozy beginnings as a sedan with slug-like acceleration, the Prius solidified a reputation for trouble-free high-MPG motoring at the expense of everything else. The design of the previous generation Prius included sheet metal deemed so strange that its legitimacy as a Car of the Year candidate was given an immediate pass. Ouch! During 2024 Car of the Year discussions, I was a huge advocate for the new Prius lineup's overall excellence. After the Toyota became our 2024 Car of the Year, we had to find out whether that hybrid magic could last a year of ownership. About 16,000 miles later, we have our answer. What makes the new Prius so exciting is its multidimensional appeal. It's fun to drive. It's attractive. It's pretty quick for what it is. And yes, it delivers high MPG. By now, you may already know that. But what's so special is that it all holds up after a year of testing. Our car, a 2024 Prius Prime XSE Premium, is now sold as the Prius plug-in hybrid starting for 2025, but the excellence is the same. We experienced no reliability issues during our time with the car, which was capable of meeting or occasionally exceeding its EPA-rated 39 miles of electric range in the right conditions. If freeway driving to you means 75 miles per hour, cruising on a 40-degree day with the heater on, you won't hit 39 miles. But if traffic restricts your freeway driving to half the speed limit, the Prius is in its element. The best part is that the all-electric mode still allows for respectably quick getaways. The Prius Prime, and now Prius plug-in hybrid, delivers infinite flexibility for anyone who wants to experiment with an electrified car. There's no intimidation factor with a plug-in hybrid, and, unlike a fully electric car, the Prius Prime can recharge on a standard 110-volt outlet in a few hours. No need to install a level 2 charger at home. People should do what makes them happy, but it's worth noting the inherent goodness of electric cars. They're quiet, quick, and if you have home charging, you'll never visit a gas station again. That's a big if. Our 2024 Prius plug-in stickered for around $43,000, and for that kind of cash, full EVs are worth your consideration. As this is written, it feels like a race to the bottom in terms of electric car prices. Eye-popping deals are everywhere. So if you just didn't think you couldn't afford an EV, check local deals before you sign for a loaded Prius plug-in. Our needs improvement list is short, but a few things merit updates. The small digital gauge cluster is first on the list. Bigger is not always better, but it definitely is here. I never had an issue seeing the screen over the steering wheel as some of my colleagues have, but the screen's digital clutter was unavoidable. Tiny icons are seemingly sprinkled everywhere on the display, and updating the settings merely minimizes the effect instead of fixing it altogether. Charging speed should also be faster. If you plan on charging overnight, this isn't an issue, but if you want a quick charge between errands at home, a 6.6 kW charge speed versus the 3.7 I observed charging at home would be a cool luxury on the top XSE Premium trim. Visibility was another negative, though it's one we partially solved by removing the rear headrests anytime that bench seat was empty. To be clear, we think this is a fair compromise for the fantastic styling you get in return. The same is true for the cargo area, which is smaller than in the last Prius. But trust us, this is the one you want to drive. Finally, we had occasional connection issues between our phone and the car. I would always regain an Apple CarPlay connection eventually, and the issue was intermittent. The most wonderful part about Toyota Care is when you forget it exists. Then, you pull out your credit card at the dealer expecting a $200 service bill, and are reminded that every new Toyota has 2 years or 25,000 miles of complimentary scheduled service. This service isn't unique to Toyota, and Hyundai adds a 3rd year, but it's still a good perk. That's why we paid $0 for service over 15,908 miles with service visits every 5,000 miles. The cost per mile was just 11 cents, and it would have been lower if we'd charged at home more frequently. That's more than the 9 cents per mile we spent on the electric Volkswagen ID4, but far less than our gas-fueled Toyota Corolla Cross, 17 cents per mile, or Subaru Crosstrek, 18 cents per mile. Our Prius Prime got 47.9 mpg during its time with us, well above the Crosstrek Wilderness 26.5 miles per gallon and Corolla Cross 29 miles per gallon. That's about what you'd expect for the plug-in hybrid, as is the fact that it could only travel 1.42 miles for every kilowatt-hour of electricity, compared to 3.6 miles per kilowatt-hour with the fully electric ID.4. Comparing a plug-in to a full EV isn't really a fair fight, but that's the point. The Prius PHEV strikes a helpful middle ground for a specific type of buyer. After over a year behind the wheel of the Prius plug-in hybrid, the Toyota proved dependable and nothing broke. We spent about a quarter of the time on electric-only power, but that's only because we were so focused on seeing how many miles we could eke out of each full charge before the gas engine turned on. If this were still our daily driver, we'd plug it in before the electric range hit zero to avoid the gas engine from waking up as often. Plug-in hybrids like our Prius Prime require more time plugging in and unplugging than any electric car. But the good ones still function as a welcoming introduction to the benefits of electric cars. Quiet everywhere operation, and, if you have home charging, a clean, quiet, and safe space to recharge as compared to a gas station. 1 year on, the Prius plug-in hybrid proved itself an excellent daily driver, very much living up to its car of the year when despite a few minor issues. Where the picture changes is with the standard, non-PHEV version. We still like the Prius hybrid, but oh my gosh do we love the Civic Hybrid, offered as a sedan and four-door hatch. The Civic Hybrid is a fantastic alternative to the Prius in the non-plug-in space, and its pricing tops out at a lower $34,000 for a loaded hatchback version. At the $43,000 price point of our very well-equipped test car, we urge buyers to also consider full EVs. Toyota's BZ4X electric SUV, for instance, isn't nearly as good as other similar EVs, but those who only need a daily runabout may find far better deals on the SUV than what you'll find on a Prius plug-in hybrid. If the just right compact size is part of the Prius appeal to you, we get it. This isn't the same Prius as before. A year in this Prius Prime shows that Toyota knows how to breathe new life into a nameplate people only thought they knew.